And one of the biggest things that happen in life is that we plateau. It's called the biological law of accommodation, right? If we keep doing the same thing, generally speaking, we will adapt to it and stop responding. So you started dieting, you lost 20 pounds, and you've hit a plateau, right? How many of you guys have hit a plateau before? Pretty much everybody, like 100%, okay, have hit plateaus. So you need to take a step back and understand what's happening. One, your body's, it's adapting. And how can it adapt? Several ways. Number one, it becomes more efficient, potentially at storing the calories that you're giving. Two, it could potentially lower your metabolism. Three, you could lose some muscle on part of that 20 pounds, which will lower your metabolism, right? A large majority of the calories you expend are from the muscle that you have. So you could lose muscle, you could be more efficient at storing calories, you could be less efficient at burning off excess calories, you could be more efficient at the exercises that you're performing. There are many different things. So what we want to do kind of is, I like to say, when someone's, first off, congratulations on 20 pounds, but what you probably want to do is hit the reset button, okay? And adapt to something different. So what we're going to focus on is re-raising that metabolism, and then when we go back to, and when you re-raise it, so we're going to re-raise our metabolism and focus on body recomposition for about 4 to 6 weeks. Then we're going to go back into main focus of fat burning and use some new tools. So how do I re-raise my metabolism? Number one, if you're in a somewhat of a calorie deficit, you want to go back up to calorie maintenance. So, if a deficit, maybe you're 250 to 500 calories down, you might want to re-raise your calories up by maybe about 250 a day. Be careful, maybe 100 to 250 a day, maybe to 500 a day. Now, how do I re-raise my calories and not gain fat? Raise those calories almost primarily by protein. Studies show that you raise calories by protein, it elevates your metabolic rate, but you're not going to gain fat. So you raise your protein, it's going to raise your metabolic rate, but you're not going to gain fat, and your body's going to go, hey, I'm okay, I have excess calories, I don't have to store. So that's what you're going to do the next 4 to 6 weeks. Now, on top of that, what you're going to do is you're going to plan for coming out of that 4 or 6 weeks to lose more fat. How do we do that without plateauing? Number one, you're going to calorie cycle, okay? So basically what I suggest on a calorie cycle is you have 2 low-calorie days, one moderate calorie reduction day, and then a moderate day and a high day. Or actually, one thing that's worked for me is maybe you have 2 calorie deficit days, 1 maintenance day, 1 slightly above maintenance. So 2 deficit days, 1 maintenance, 1 slightly above maintenance. That's how you're going to calorie cycle. Studies show that avoids plateaus. 2, you're also going to try different techniques. Like, for example, you might throw in intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a great way to calorie cycle. So let's say on your 2 low-calorie days, maybe you're intermittent fasting 18 hours. Then on your maintenance day, maybe you're only intermittent fasting 12 hours. And then on your normal day, you're not intermittent fasting at all, okay? That's something that you can throw in. The third thing you're going to do besides calorie cycling is I want you to change your exercises up. One of the reasons why we stop losing fat is we adapt to the exercises. Studies show that. So let's say, for example, Charlie is a big guy, okay? And he has started running, okay? At first, when he started running, it was like, damn, this is awful. But if say that Charlie runs every day, pretty soon he's going to get in a stride. He's not going to he won't feel as fatigued, okay? And when he becomes efficient is when he's going to stop burning fat, okay? Same thing with you. Whatever cardio you're doing, whatever weightlifting you're doing, you become more efficient at and you stop burning fat. Switch up your exercise selection and switch up your cardio selection. When you do that, that's going to send you into a burst of fat metabolism. Now, you might be tempted to go into that right away. I don't suggest that. 4 to 6 weeks of body recomp, up your calories 250, 500, and then switch over to the fat loss I just talked about.